Hello traders, you're welcome back to the Forex Geek channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at the best scalping trading strategy for beginners. So if you are looking to master scalping and you want to learn the best strategy, then you are in the right place, okay? Whether you are trading Forex or the stock market, scalping can be a highly effective way to capitalize on quick price movement. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can start scalping with a strategy that works for beginners step by step. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button if you find this video helpful and subscribe to the channel for more tips and strategies. Now let us dive in. First things first, let's talk about what scalping actually is. So scalping is a day trading strategy that focuses on making quick trades to profit from small price movements. Traders who scalp typically open and close trades within a very short time frame, often within minutes or even seconds. Now, the idea is to catch a series of tiny price fluctuations and compound those wins over time, right? Unlike longer term strategies like swing or position trading, where you hold trades for hours or days, scalping requires speed, focus, and precision. You are not trying to catch massive market moves, but rather take advantage of small and consistent profits. Now, why does scalping work so well, especially for beginners? It's all about low risk trades. Since you are aiming for small price moves, you don't have to risk much on individual trades. All right. Now, the key to successful scalping is to make a lot of trades with a very high win rate, even if the individual profits are small. Over time, those small gains can add up, right? And also, because you are not holding positions overnight or over long periods, you avoid overnight risk, and that can be especially beneficial if you're new to the market. Now let's talk about the indicators you're going to need for scalping. Right, you don't need a ton of indicators, just the right ones. Okay, let's just focus on three that can make a big difference in your scalping strategy. So the first is going to be the 50 EMA, the moving average. Okay, but we're going to be using the 50 EMA, right? We're going to be using the 50 EMA. Okay, now the 50 period moving average is a fantastic tool for scalping. Okay, it helps smooth out price action and gives you an idea of the current trend. When the price is above the 50 moving average, it suggests a bullish trend, and when it is below the 50 EMA, it's a bearish trend. Okay, this helps you understand the market's overall direction and makes it easier to spot trade opportunities. All right, the second indicator is the relative strength index, or the RSI. The RSI is another great tool for scalping. It helps identify whether an asset is overbought or oversold. When the RSI goes above 70, it's a sign that the market could be overbought, while below 30 signals an oversold condition. Now, these levels can give you a potential reversal point for scalping trades. Okay. The third indicator we're going to be looking at is the stochastic oscillator, right? The stochastic oscillator, it's a momentum indicator that compares a security's closing price to its price range over a specific period. Now, it's great for spotting potential overbought and oversold conditions, and can also help to confirm entry and exit points for scalpers, right? Now, when it comes to scalping, time frames matter a lot. And since you are looking for small price moves, you want to use lower time frames. Typically, we use the 1 minute time frame and the 5 minute time frame. Both charts are the best for scalping because they give you a quick view of the market's price action. For example, if you're trading on the 1 minute chart, you're going to be looking for opportunities to enter and exit within that 1 minute window, right? So your entry and exits are going to be within 1 minute window, although each candlestick, of course, each candlestick on the 1 minute chart represents price activity within 1 minute. So your trades are going to be really fast, and you're going to be aiming at exiting quickly. Okay, you don't want to stay in the trades for too long. All right, you'll be looking for high probability opportunities. Combining these indicators, you can actually use the two indicators at the same time, or you can decide to just select the two out of it, okay, depending on your own trading style. Now, this makes it important to be quick on the draw and to understand the market behavior well. Now, talking about risk management, scalping can be a fast-paced and intense strategy, so risk management is a necessity. And one of the most common mistakes beginners make is not properly managing their risk to reward ratio. In scalping, it's essential to have a tight stop loss. It is very necessary, and a take profit target. For example, if you are aiming for a 5 pip profit, you want to set your stop loss at no more than 3 pips. Right? This ensures that you are cutting your losses quickly and letting your profits run. Keep in mind that your win rate should be above 50% to be profitable long term. So always stick to your risk management rules, okay? Now let's just go over a quick example. Let's say you are looking at the Forex market and you spot a bullish trend on the 5-minute chart. Now the price is above, okay, let's look for a very good example. Let's say you have the price above the 50 period moving average and the RSI is not yet overbought, like what we can see happen here. The price was already above the 50 period moving average and the RSI was not yet overbought. So this signals a potential buying opportunity. You can then enter a long position. You place your stop loss just below the recent swing low, and that's going to be somewhere around here. And then your take profit target is a small but realistic number of pips away. So you can be targeting perhaps around 5 to 10 pips. Ensure that it is not less than your stop loss target. So if your stop loss target is somewhere around 7 pips, then your potential profit target can be somewhere around 10 pips or 15 pips, okay, depending on market structure. All right, depending on if you have support or resistance zones close by. So in this scenario, we can be using somewhere around 10 pips. 10 pips should be a good one for setting your take profit target, since you are risking about 7 pips. Okay, we are risking somewhere close to 9 pips. Let's see if we can increase this to the nearest resistance. Okay, if you're entering around here, that means around 15 pips. Now, one thing with scalping is that in some cases, you might not always have the best risk to reward ratio. Reason being that scalping is fast paced and you will be exiting quickly. So you might not always, unlike strategies like swing trading, that you would find a lot of opportunities where you can use risk to reward ratios of 1:2 or even 1:3, 1:4, and all of that. In the case of scalping, such risk to reward ratios might not always be easy to come by. So as a result of that, 1:1 is sometimes acceptable. Risk to reward ratio of 1:1 is sometimes acceptable. So it means that if you are risking somewhere around 50 pips, you can be managing a minimum of 50 pips as your target. But if you have a better take profit target, then of course you should grab that. All right, but ensure that your stop losses are tight. If you're entering a buy around, here, your stop loss should be tight just immediately below the swing low. Just immediately below the swing low is going to be where your stop loss should be. Okay, you wouldn't want to give a wide distance for setting your stop loss, because this is obviously a scalping strategy. Then if the price moves in the opposite direction, of course, if maybe your analysis was wrong or the market just decided to behave how it wants to behave, you can use this moving average to get out of the trade quickly. All right, for example, you have price trading above the moving average, then suddenly you notice that the price, okay, this is going to be your second possible entry strategy. The first is setting a take profit. right, at a specified number of pips. And then apart from that, if you are trading maybe a ranging market, or you are trading a trending market that is not, the trend is not very strong, there could be a situation whereby the price just moves a little in your direction, and then suddenly you notice that the price drops back below the moving average. Then you should exit your trade quickly in such a scenario. All right. So moving average is incredibly valuable for capturing those small intraday moves and making quick decisions in fast-paced markets like Forex and stocks. Now, one of the most popular strategies with moving averages is the crossover strategy. Okay, this technique works by combining two moving averages, one short-term and one long-term. So in this case, we already added the 50 EMA, right? We're going to be adding the 200 EMA as well. This combination is a very popular combination, the 200 and the 50. The 50 and 200 combination is a very popular combination, right? So it's when you have the shorter term moving average cross above the longer term, it's considered a bullish signal. And when you have the shorter term moving average cross below the longer term moving average, is considered a bearish signal. So in this case, when the 50 EMA crosses above the 200 EMA, it's also called a golden cross, and that is a bullish signal, right? And then when you have the 50 EMA cross below the 200 EMA, let's look for a good example now. Okay, when you have the 50 EMA cross below the 200 EMA, it's called the death cross, and that is a bearish signal. Now, the crossover strategy is widely used in day trading because it gives traders clear buy and sell signals based on market momentum. All right, so now what are the best practices for using moving averages in day trading? First of all, ensure that you use multiple time frames. Okay, do not rely on just one time frame. For example, you can use a 5-minute chart for your entries, right? And then your 15-minute chart can be used for your confirmations, while your 1-hour chart can be used to get a broader picture of the trend. Okay, then in addition to that, ensure that you always combine your moving averages with other indicators. To enhance the reliability of moving averages, combine them with other indicators like the RSI, stochastic oscillator, and any other indicator of your choice, actually, just to confirm signals. Okay, then finally, adapt to market conditions, because the effectiveness of moving averages can vary depending on the market. For example, in a strong trending market, right, they can be incredibly useful. But when it comes to sideways markets, moving averages are not your go-to indicator in a sideways market, right? Because they are suited for trending markets. Moving averages are designed for trending markets. In a sideways market, you're just going to find some, invalid signals, right? You have the tendency of getting more false signals in a sideways market. Okay, so do not use moving averages as your main indicator in a sideways market. Okay, you might want to adjust your strategy and use them as dynamic support and resistance levels. Okay, so to summarize, the 50 period, 200 period, and 20 period moving averages are some of the best tools. Now, the 20 period is it can be used if you are also looking for faster, even much faster signals. For example, let me just add the 20 period moving average. Okay, you will notice that the 20 period moving average, of course, the lower the period, the faster the indicator reacts to price changes. So if you're looking for faster signals, the 20 period moving average is also a great period to use. The 20 period actually is a great period to use if you're looking for faster signals. Okay, as a scalper, you can make use of the 20 period. Okay, even an intraday trader, you can make use of the 20 period moving average. Okay, even with respect to the golden cross and the death cross signals, you can actually use the 50 period and the 20 period. If you want to use the crossover strategy, you can use the 20 period and the 50 period, or you can use the 50 period and the 200 period. All right, depending on your trading style and your tolerance for holding trades for long. Okay, so these moving averages help you identify trends, potential entry points, risk management strategies, and all of that, right? By understanding how to use these moving averages in combination with other indicators and adjusting for market conditions, you can greatly improve your trading decisions and develop a more comprehensive strategy. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more trading strategies, and tips. Thank you for watching and good luck with your trades.